Yo, easy na drums. Yes, brother. You always talk reality, man. Enough man's out there chatting rubbish online and them thing that you always give man the knowledge and the understanding. You get me, brother? So big up yourself, Uncle Drums. One time.
Hey then people, it's your local friendly uncle. The best uncle in the world. Yes, and if a boy don't believe me, you better ask him girl. Anyway, today we're going to talk about a little topic, not too long, yeah? But before I do that, I just want to start by sending a few shout outs. So the first shout out goes to Hunt, Huntizzy, Hackney's finest. Big up yourself. Big up Pegasus. Big up yourself on the TikTok. Doing big things. Big up yourself, my uncle. Yeah? Next one is Eva and Zosha from Poland. Yes? Big shout goes out to you. Next one is Spess, OG, long time from the ends. Big up yourself, my brother. Booms, Acre finest, Acre campaign. Big up yourself. And last of all, Lolly. Lolly, big up yourself every time. Yeah? So, people, today's topic that we're going to talk about is a topic that I feel like everybody in some sort of way has experienced in their life. Yeah? And that topic is wishing yourself what someone else has got. Whether that's a car, bike, sweetie, trainers, house, money, whatever. We've all done something and looked in our life and looked at someone else and said, oh, I wish I had that. Looking at someone else and not realizing what people go through to get things, or the sacrifice itself in order, what you have to do to push to get yourself to that point. But yeah, this is my experience and I just want to share it with people because I feel like it's a very, very important one. And I look back now and I say, whoa, life is, as Tenasaw said, life is one big road with a lot of signs, and you got to keep reading them signs to make sure that you're not going round in circles. But yes, let's get on with it. So, looking at someone's life and wanting what they've got and not realizing what you have yourself. I think we've all done that in life. So, I'm going to talk about my life and my experience, and I'm going to tell you one of my experiences. And this is the story today. Right? So, basically, when I was in primary school, I didn't have it great, people, in primary school. I was always in trouble, yeah. Big shout goes out to Miss Ryan, yeah, the teacher that targeted me from I was around 6 years old. But moving on. So basically, school wasn't good for me because no matter what I did, I always landed myself in trouble, and you know what that means. Black people, you know what time is when we get in trouble. You know what time it is, yeah? So it wasn't, I wasn't happy, but that's life. So I'm not going to name this girl. This girl was in my class and she had a very similar name to me. So, all right, if we're going to make it similar now, let's say for instance, my name was Sean, yeah? Her name was Shawnee. So we had a very, very similar name. And this girl, I'm going to describe her. She was Caucasian, very pretty at the time, short hair, blonde, and she just had like everything in her life for what I was seeing was just amazing. She had handsome dad, beautiful mum. You know, they used to come and pick her up in the what was it? What did they have? I think it was a Benz or something, Mercedes Benz. They used to come pick her up, and it was just like she everything in her life, for what I looked at, was just beautiful. You know, mum and dad drop her off to school, kiss her, love you, have a good day, all that stuff, and come and pick her up, and it was just bare smiles, and it just looked like something out of a movie. So I always used to look at her, plus I used to fancy her as well. So, you know, everything just looked beautiful from where I was looking at on this young lady. Yeah. So basically, I used to look at her and I used to think, boy, she got the perfect life, man. She got the mum and dad, they're in love, they're happy, they're enjoying themselves. Yeah, and this girl's got nothing to worry about. She can get anything she wants. I remember we're around like 6-7 years old, so it just everything looks perfect. So I remember going home with my mum, and obviously I'm in trouble, so you know what time it is. Yeah, you know what the time is already. So I know what the time is. Yeah, and I'm seeing her drive past in the Benz, and she's looking out the back, and the mum and dad are smiling, and I'm just saying, boy, why couldn't I trade places with, why couldn't I be with that, like, why can't I get that life? Why couldn't I be there? Like, why do I have to be here? This is what I'm thinking in my head. Why do I have to be here? Because I know what time it is already. So, yeah, this was life. You know what I'm saying? This was life, and I was always in trouble, and you know what time it is already. So here what I'm now. So, as I've left school, we've got older, and yeah, life is life, isn't it? You're just getting on with life. You're grown up, you're doing your thing, teenager, then 21, 22, then you're moving up, whatever. So I was with my mates one time, all young people, and we all was just, at that time, years ago, everybody used to gather on the street, and it wasn't a problem because it wasn't like no gang or nothing. There was nothing going on, you know what I'm saying? You could see like 10 people on the street, and there wasn't really no problem because no one wasn't fighting. There was nothing. It was girls and guys, and there was a bunch of girls there, and I start talking to two of the girls because, yeah, some of my friends weren't really good at talking, and I was always good at talking, and I always had a little way with the girls that they like me, I like them. So I'm talking to two of these girls, and you know when you get that feeling like two of the girls are interested in you, and that's how I felt at the time. Could be wrong, might be right. So I'm talking to the two girls, and they've told me their name. And when the girl said Shawnee, yeah, my mind went back to school. Rah. So I said, I used to know a girl called Shawnee, and she used to go to this school. And she goes, oh my God, what's your name? And then I would say, yeah, I'm Sean. And then I see her face, her energy changed. And I was like, do you remember me? And she's like, yeah, I do. So I'm like, so how come your energy just changed like that? What's the matter? She's like, oh, I remember you was horrible. And at that point, my energy changed now. Because I'm like, hold on. Like, I used to fancy the pants off of you. I never done nothing wrong to you. So how did I work out to be horrible? So I was like, so my energy got a bit funny. My energy got a bit off. So I'm thinking to myself, like, for a minute, like, what is she saying? Like, why would she say that I'm horrible? So I said to her, so hold on. How was I, what? Was I bullying you? Was I troubling you? What was going on? Like, because I'm trying to just go back there. And she's like, no, you didn't. So how was I horrible? She was like, oh, the teacher used to tell us don't hang around with you and you're a bad influence, and you know, like, a couple teachers in the school used to say that, so, like, you know, and tell our parents and all that, like, don't hang around with you and leave you alone, you're a bad kid. So I was like, rah, look, Miss Ryan again. Miss Ryan and the head mistress, yeah? Big shout goes out to you two people, yeah, for targeting a 6-year-old. But I leave you to God, it's all good. So basically, yeah, I was like, so basically I never done anything wrong to you. She's like, no. So I was like, how was I bad? And then she was like, well, she tried to backtrack and like, no, I'm not saying that, like, no. And I was like, by that time I was like, no, it's alright, it's cool. I don't even want to talk to you lot no more. So the other friend now, she wants to talk in it, but Shawnee has just killed the vibe. So she's like, nah, she's trying to talk to me, and I'm like, no, I'm alright, I'm cool. Talk to my friends. And she's like, no, like this, and then she's started talking to Shawnee, and then Shawnee and hers come over, and then she's like, do you know what, I was wrong, I shouldn't have said that to you, this, that, and the other. But by that time, it's cut off point for me, because I'm not interested in what she's got to say. So I'm like, yeah, alright, cool. So that was it. Never saw her again. And that was the end of that. So by that time now, I've forgotten about her. I've moved on. So one time, this is maybe around 10 years later, me and my friend, Mr. Foss, you know you are, big up yourself every time, we're walking, and Foss is a friendly person, he chat to anybody, yeah? So he started talking to this girl. So I'm thinking, come on, man, because I hate when he does that. So I'm like, come on, man. She's like, oh, what's your name? Why are you in such a rush? So I said, yeah, I'm trying to go somewhere. And she's like, oh, so you don't want to talk to me? So I was like, all right, I'll talk to you. I don't got no problem with that. So I'm talking to her, and then she's like basically talking to me, like she wants to talk to me. So I'm like, so I'm talking to her, and I asked her name and all that. And then when she said Shawnee, I was like, rah, this girl again. The same girl again. So basically, so I'm like, did you used to live around this area? She's like, yeah. So I was like, what school did you go to? Like primary school. She's like, oh, she said it. And I was like, okay. I didn't even bother let her know who I was. So I was like, I took it to her, and then I left it, and that was the end of it. It was cool. So we met again, and that was it. So then I've gone back my way. Me and Foss has gone back our way. We're doing our thing, whatever. And then I think, like, I can't even remember how much years it was, but it was years afterwards. And at that time, I saw her. She wasn't looking as good as she looked that night when she told me that was horrible. She started to look a bit not too great, yeah? So I've seen her years afterwards again now. And I don't know what was happening to her. She was on the road, she was crying. I've seen Shawnee again, she was on the road crying. I didn't know it was Shawnee, so I said to her, you're right, love, because I don't like seeing women cry. Yeah, so I'd have to make sure that everything is alright. Are you alright, love? So I've saw her walking past her, and I seen her crying, and I said, you're right. And she's crying, and she said, oh, this, that. I don't know what she said. She said something. I said, is everything okay? Is anybody bothering you? Whatever. Then she started talking. And then she's like, I'm having problems, and there's a guy that's terrorizing me, and he said he's just phoned me, and he said he's coming to me now, and he's this, that, and the other, and I'm scared, and this and that, and I want to go home, and my mum's sick, and so I'm like, rah, like, and I'm actually going somewhere, so I'm like, you know what, do the right thing, make sure this girl gets home. So I've said, you know what, I've made my phone call, delayed my meeting, and said, listen, I'm going to make sure that this girl gets home, because she's crying on the road, she's obviously disturbed, and the best place for her is at home. She's saying her mum's sick, so let me just get her home, and that's it. So I'm walking with her now, yeah, and she's talking to me. She's saying, "Oh, you're so lovely. You're such a lovely person. Thank you so much for stopping and like people saw me and they was like just walking past." So I was like, "No, it's no problem." So I'm walking with her now, and then I start talking to her and I asked her name and all that, and she told me the name again, Shawnee. And I'm like, oh my days. And now she's starting to look a bit worse than the last time I saw her. No disrespect, that's respectfully. She's starting to look a bit more worse than the last time I saw her. So I was like, oh my God, it's the same girl again. So, she's named the boy that used to go to our school. And she said that he's like basically terrorizing her, and he's terrorizing her mum. So I said, like, where's your dad? She's like, oh, my dad left my mum, and my dad died, and now my mum's sick, and she could see that she's got mental problems now herself, and she's got a daughter and all this, and she's got a daughter and she has to take care of her daughter. And I just felt so sorry for her. I was just thinking to myself, oh my days, like, this is the girl that had the perfect life and had everything great, and it was just like a movie. And now look, years later. So the guy was phoning her phone, telling her this, that and the other, this, that and the other. So she was crying on the phone and getting frantic. So I said to her, just give me the phone. So I've took her phone and I've kind of like walked off because I don't want her to know who I am. Yeah, so I've kind of like walked off a little bit, and then I've gone on the phone and I said to the guy, I know the guy in it, so I said to the guy, listen, back down, leave her alone. Yeah, I don't know what's going on between you and her. I'm not getting involved. I'm just telling you, stop terrorizing her and leave her alone. And then when he heard who I was, he's like, wow, what's happening? Like, how come you're with her? And I'm like, I'm not with her, bruv. I'm just telling you to leave her alone. Stop terrorizing her. Leave her alone. And he's like, all right, cool, no problem. Sorry, bro. So I said, bruv, don't let me hear that you're doing that. Leave her alone. And he's like, yeah, I swear, I'm done. I'm finished. So basically, I gave her back her phone, and I'm walking her home. And she's just telling me about her whole life, about her dad leaving the mum, and the dad passing away, and the mum getting sick, and her mental health, and her having a daughter, and all this stuff. And I just felt so sorry for her. And then I got her home, and then she was like, do you want to come in the house? I was like, no, I'm not going to come in the house. I just want to just get you home, and I'm going to go. But I just wanted to say blessings to you, yeah, and I hope everything turns out for you and your mum gets better, and yeah, you just take your time and sort yourself out. And I left, and you know, that kind of downed my day. I'm not gonna lie to you, my day was down after that. But the moral of the point of the story is that was the same girl from primary school that I was wishing that I had her life. And look how her life has turned out. And when I look at my life, I haven't had an easy one myself, but I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm persistent, I'm determined, and I've got a lot of strength in me. And I'm not down. I do get down to situations because there's things that happen to me that's made me down, and when I think about them, I want to explode. But that, I think everybody's got that in their life. But the moral of the story is that I was wishing for her life, and look how her life turned out, and look how my life turned out. I'm not saying my life is no great life, like I'm some top guy or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm comfortable with myself right now. I'm healthy, I'm comfortable with myself, and everything is okay. But look how life turned out for that young lady. And I pray that God blesses her and blesses her daughter and her family, yeah, and her mother. I never seen her again. I never went to the house or nothing like that. But yeah, the moral of the story is sometimes when you're wishing for other people's life, you don't know what they've gone through. You don't know what they've had to do to get that type of life. And you might get it and you might not like it in the end. And you don't know what the future holds. So respect your life. Respect what's going on for you. And respect the fact that you're on this planet right now, breathing. Because none of us have to be here breathing. There's been many people that's left the planet. They're gone. We're never going to see them again in this realm. So respect what you have. Love what you have. And remember, tomorrow is not promised to no man and no woman. And that is what I got to say. Uncle Drumz, your favourite uncle. Peace and love to everybody in the community, everybody in the world. Love and respect to every human being on the planet. I'm out.